The person I trusted most abused me today. Some background info for context. My 24F boyfriend, 26M, and I have been dating for almost a year. Our anniversary would have been next week. From the get-go I saw him as a trustworthy, kind, and genuine person. And he's been all that this whole time. He's been by me through bad family times this past year, surviving a sexual assault, and has financially supported me after a job scam. We've shared every detail of our lives with each other, and I really thought this was the person for me. We currently live together and fight every now and then, only to talk it out and make up in a few hours. I have no idea what I did to deserve such an abusive reaction this time though. It started 2 nights ago, when he came home from work. I'm usually a quiet person, but my only real job at the moment is a freelancer position, so I hardly talk to anyone all day. I'm usually a little chatty when he gets back. He likes playing Apex Legends, so he did his thing for a while, and then when he got off, he was watching a few Apex videos. I found it cute that he does this, and often would make a remark that, he's a nerd and watches when he's not playing. I make this comment a lot, but he's never told me that it bothered him. It seemed to really bother him this night as he gave me the cold shoulder and went to bed immediately. The next morning, he woke up in a bad mood, which I proceeded to ask him if we could talk it out and I could correct what I did wrong. I proceeded to ask him a few questions, but he found this extremely annoying and slept a little more to avoid me, told me this later that night. We had planned to get some ramen 2 days before, so when he woke up again, I politely asked if he would still like to go. It was nice for a few hours, as we walked around the city and enjoyed the fall weather. However, during dinner, he drank 3 beers, he's very depressed at the moment, and after we left, we headed to a bar to use their bathroom, NYC am I right, but ended up staying for a bit. There, he had 3 more drinks, but we were still being civil to each other and I had apologized for being annoying and making the Apex video comment. At some point, he got super mad for no reason and started giving me the cold shoulder again, but since we were in public, I decided that we should pay the bill and go home to rash it out. He was continuously sulky on the way back and said he wanted to go get more drinks, and where I said, "Let's get you back, I think you've had enough," and all I got was a, "Okay, Mom." When we got back, he immediately gets angry when I say let's talk it out. He starts yelling at me to go kill myself, and as shocked as I am trying to keep the noise level down as we have roommates. He tried to play Apex but got pissed that his headset wasn't working and proceeded to break that loudly. As I was trying to calm him down, he was trying to get dressed, saying he's going to sit outside for a bit but not before throwing his tactical belt at me twice and breaking skin. When he got back, I told him that he broke skin and my cut was bleeding. He proceeded to mock me and then slapped me and strangled me to show me that he could do more. He spat on my face multiple times and knocked my head with his. There's a huge bump on my forehead and a small welt on my cheek. I'm in bed typing this, still shocked, very afraid of him, and he's sleeping so peacefully right next to me. I moved across the country for this person and my brother has offered me his dorm to stay at 5 hours away. I know what I have to do, but I'm mourning the loss of what I thought was my relationship endgame. I rationally know it's not going to be the correct move to stay, but I can't help and hold a tiny sliver of hope. He has never been like this. I don't believe he's been a past abuser either, as he's had abusive exes. I just need a couple of opinions to reassure this situation and solution. Thank you for reading this super long post if you got this far. Time to leave. That's it. You need to leave and tell him he needs to get some sort of help and be lucky you don't call the cops. Cut it off. Done. You need to get medical treatment and documentation now, as well as file a police report. You might have a concussion. You definitely have an abusive boyfriend. No amount of abuse is okay. I am so sorry he did this to you. If he got this upset over a headset, I would be scared to see what's next. Please don't stay with your BF. Your brother has offered you safety. Go. You said it yourself, I know what I have to do. Be safe, heart. Please leave or lock yourself in a room and call the police immediately. A man that chokes you is a man capable of murdering you. Go. Do not stay with him. Find a friend or family member to stay with. He does not have any right to put his hands on you, ever. And #X200B. Tell your roommates, too. I have no idea what I did to deserve such an abusive reaction, and #X200B. You did nothing. I don't know how you got the idea that any of this is your fault, but it isn't. Your boyfriend deliberately chose to insult you, belittle you and hurt you, then double down by slapping and strangling you. What part of this could possibly be your fault? Get the hell out now. This might be the first time he has deliberately hurt you, but that's what it is. The first time. Don't wait for the second. He has nothing to lose. He knows now that he can control you with fear and intimidation. Even if he wakes up apologetic, you need to leave. Please, don't think it will be just one time. He has shown he is capable of hurting you and then soundly go to sleep while you're still in pain. He sounds like a man-child incapable of handling emotions and uses intimidation and violence to boost his ego. His actions show 1. He has no concern for you, and 2. He's dangerous and mean. Leave him. I, 33M. Destroyed my 10-year relationship, 28F. Sunday. I'm numb, the room is spinning and the sound of silence is deafening me. Can you shed light on why I acted the way I did? My shrink is telling me to reach out and right my wrongs. My attorney says don't reach out unless she initiates. My support system disappeared. And probably rightfully, I've never felt so alone. I had an amazing 10-year fairytale relationship with the hottest woman I've ever known. She gave me 2 awesome children who are quite possibly my shining achievement in life. Long story short, years ago we brought another woman into the relationship. And I let it happen because I thought it would make her happy, and a threesome with the nanny sounded like a bucket list thing. I'm not innocent in this at all, and I want to make that clear. Anyway, after couples therapy and years of healing, I thought that was in the past. I struggled with insecurity issues as their relationship continued without me in the bedroom. We have not on the same page financially, but we had a good income and I thought we were close to adulting. The relationship started going south a year ago. She was distant. Caught her in a bunch of lies. She started spending all her time on Discord talking to people late into the night instead of spending time with the kids and I. She got into some new hobbies and I supported that, hoping it would make her happy. She stopped wanting sex, and I felt if I asked for it, it was a chore. Fast forward through a lot of the same pattern and things escalated. She went on a business trip earlier this year. Spur the moment as a contract consultant for a new company. Anyway, we've always shared locations with each other on our phones, and all of a sudden for the first time she has no service. No location, radio silence. Anyway, she's so busy with work she has to stay another day. Then she missed her flight the next day. She calls and is staying at a friend's house instead of having to pay for a hotel. We can afford it, but the company would pay anyway. She has to fly out the next day or she will miss our kid's first day of first grade school. She missed it. So, let's call her friend Sarah. I took that on the chin and keep being super dad. Few weeks ago I wake up at 4:45 a.m. for work. My lady had fallen asleep talking to Sarah next to me in bed. The call had been connected for 4 hours. Fast forward to this weekend. I had to work Saturday. Usually don't. I get off work and she lets me know she's not home. She's helping her friends move in, and letting the kids swim over there in their pool. Turns out Sarah and her wife moved 800 miles to a house 10 minutes away. She spends the night over there, with the kids, didn't ask, and spends most of Sunday over there. When she got home I broke down in tears and told her I couldn't deal with the lies anymore, and was done on with the BS. Trying not to be emotional in front of the kids, I left and bawled my eyes out in the park. Slept in my truck, and when I got home from work Monday she had cleaned out her closest and some of the kids' things. She took her adult toys too, but left the cat. I totally had not planned for that to happen, and feel like I've lost everything. A straw from nowhere broke this camel's soul. On one hand I feel like I finally stood up for myself, but I have no proof of any foul play, and could just be being a fool. Then again she didn't put up a fight, and isn't trying. Any advice? Honestly it sounds like she was definitely cheating on you. It also sounds like she was sticking around with you so long as you weren't more trouble than you were worth to her. The moment you made everything a little inconvenient she packed up and left. Best bet is listen to your lawyer. He is trying to look out for your rights. Your therapist is just telling you what you want to hear. You didn't destroy anything. She's been cheating on you, fairly openly. And walked out when you gave her a chance. She took what she wanted and left. Literally and metaphorically. You need a lawyer, like yesterday. She took some of the kids' things, so she's planning on taking them too. Don't let her take your kids and house. Sounds like she's wanting to let go, brother. I'm sorry, I know that's harsh, but sometimes letting go is the best step. Do you want her still? How do you take the blame on yourself? She's a cheater, liar and unreliable. Unless you're not telling us something, I would fight her in the legal field, mainly for your kids' safety and well-being. My shrink is telling me to reach out and right my wrongs. Can you give a bit of context here? Because it doesn't make sense to me regarding the whole story. I had an amazing 10-year fairytale relationship with the hottest woman I've ever known. Well, it wasn't. Why are you pretending it was? She destroyed your relationship a long time ago. Dude, she had checked out mentally and emotionally probably at the time of your threesome. She was ready to go, so don't beat yourself up over it. There's a lot of blame to go around here, so it's not all on you. You didn't destroy anything. She broke trust in your relationship with her actions. And instead of addressing your fears, she's running away. From what you wrote, she's been cheating on you for a while. Distant, lack of sex, etc. It's natural to feel devastated by what's happening, but you didn't cause this. Have I, 16F, made the right choice? On Sunday it was my birthday and my family went out to eat. Before we left, my mum told me to unplug her charger, so I did. We came back from a great night out and my mum was doing normal stuff to get ready for work. I was stressed out because my PlayStation wasn't working and I was looking forward to playing the new game I asked for since September. I came down to explain the situation to my mum and she was asking me where the charger was. I had no idea and she kept on asking. And I still didn't know. So she flipped out and threw a chair across the kitchen and screamed for me to get out of her house. I ended up running upstairs in fear of what would happen. I explained it to my brother and when I finished, my mum was coming up the stairs. So I went into my room to barricade the door. She came to my door and started trying to kick it down. The night resulted in me having my phone taken away and being sent to bed. The next day I explained this to teachers I trusted at school and they ended up calling her. My mum told the school she would return the phone and talk to me when she got home. She put the phone in front of my door this morning and didn't talk to me at all. I even went into her room and she ignored me. This morning I explained what happened to the teacher I was told to talk to and she asked me what I wanted to do. I said it seemed like I wasn't wanted and it may be best if I temporarily stayed with someone else. My mum came home in the evening asking what the teacher said and what I said. She told me the information she got and said that social services would get involved and give her schooling on parenting. I would also be able to decide if I wanted to live with her or my dad. The conversation ended with her essentially blaming the entire thing on me and not mentioning all the stuff she did that made me want to tell the school in the first place. I feel like if I leave, my mum will stay out of touch and my brother or other members of my family will be reluctant to contact me. But over the years her anger has gotten worse and each time she gets this mad, I always think she'll kill me. Did I do the wrong thing? I think you did absolutely the right thing. And yes, I think it's for the best that you live somewhere else. It sounds like your mum has some serious mental health and anger issues that could end up putting your life in danger. Before you leave, make sure your brother has your cell phone number on speed dial. Tell him to call at any time, if your mum starts taking her anger out on him after you leave the house. He may need trusted adult intervention and need to leave her household as well. I hope the remainder of your teen years are less turbulent and scary. Good luck. No, you did not do the wrong thing by taking steps to leave a household with domestic violence. Your safety is more important than what your mom thinks. Happy birthday. You're so much more mature than your mother. I'm so sorry you're going through this. Keep talking to your teachers, keep getting the help you need, and please do not let your mom guilt trip you into accepting her shit parenting. Kid, you need get out of there. She sounds unstable. You absolutely made the right choice. That was a very mature and hard thing to do. Would living with your dad make you happy? Not at all. Your mum has some serious anger issues. For your safety, you and your siblings need to get out of her care ASAP. You did nothing wrong by telling. If you feel it's a safe option, tell your dad. Next time you talk with a teacher about this, tell them it's not safe for you if they turn around and call her. Hey, birthday twin, I just wanted to reach out and give you a hug and let you know that you did absolutely nothing wrong. It sounds like you would be much safer at your dad's house. You should never live in fear that your mom will kill you. That isn't how it should be. Do you get on with your dad? Would you be happy there? It sounds like you get on with your aunt. Reach out to her and keep your relationship with her going. It also sounds like your teacher cares, so that's another person on your side. Stay safe and don't feel guilty about any of this. None of it is your fault. Hugs. Dealing with a red pill edgelord guy. F28 here. Poi is 34M. Update. Wow. Thank you all for the witty responses and slap of reality in the face. I guess I try to stay rational, but I had a long time coming with this person and it's hard to stay cool-headed being involved. Our sexual compatibility is great and most possibly the best for both of us. We joke around a lot and have an intellectual compatibility, we intuitively get each other. He is old-fashioned and tries to take care of me when it comes to life matters. Took me to hospital when I tried to ignore my health issues. Confronted my abusive mom. Was with me through some dark times. But yes, that doesn't negate that he's a POS partner, and as far as I know he was a POS to his exes as well. I am not thinking of much of a future with him, just like to spend time. Thank you so much for reading. Not sure if I'm here to vent or seeking advice at this point. This guy is an on-off connection. He always comes back. Every time I give him a chance, he gets a bit better than before. We got back together last month and spent some great weekends together. He was more considerate, but yesterday his words shocked me. He said girlfriends are not to be given priority because that's wife privilege. He complained about his crazy ex dumping him because he flaked on their plans to see his sister who visited town last minute. I said, you ain't getting a wife if you can't prioritize your partner. A plan is a plan. She did the right thing. Dude lashed out saying how he's popular and gets to choose in dating scenarios. How women can gatekeep sex but men gatekeep relationships. Yada yada. And I'm about to lose my market value as I am pushing 30, either way. I called an Uber home and he said, wish you find what you look for, and I answered, enjoy the palace of concubines vying for your attention. Persian prince. He has a hard time dating, so I was being sarcastic. Bet my money he's hitting my phone in a week, but by this point I don't know if there's any way to save in this connection. Why would you want to date this man? If you want an unpleasant experience, can't you just brush your teeth and drink some orange juice? And you want to save the connection Bekayas. Why would you want to talk to him again? Every time I give him a chance, he gets a bit better than before. Ha. Not anymore, he doesn't. At this point, why would you want to save this connection? He said girlfriends are not to be given priority because that's wife privilege. For that to be true he'd have to have a wife. Must be rich or have I giant dong. You wouldn't put up with this behavior from a poor needle-pricked fella now, would ya? Just ask yourself, if this guy were poor and had a small pecker, would you still be with him? If you answered yes, then he's the one, otherwise move on. Why do you waste energy on such a loser lol? Seriously, have a little respect for yourself. Why are you interested in this piece of shit?